Hey guys, I'm Rodin. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be the weekly intuitive astrology reading for August 29th to September 4th. The way this works, for those of you guys who are new, I go over the astrology of what's coming up in the week, and I sometimes get into detail. If there's a lot going on, I don't want to reiterate every single aspect over and over and over and knock you guys over the head with it. So if that's the case, I'll do like a little summary, and then I go ahead and I pull cards and channeling for what is coming through for the week, basically. Also, don't forget to drop a like, comment, share, all that stuff. It really does help the video circulate, and it helps the channel grow. So greatly appreciate it for those who will be doing that. So that being said, let's dive in. This week is going to be cool. I was going over the aspects and I'm like, yeah, I'm down for it. Mars in Gemini is still playing a very big role this week. It's been playing a big role. It's been creating a lot of aspects with different planets. It's kind of been at the forefront, and this week is no exception. Mercury in Libra is also at the forefront, and Jupiter in Aries also at the forefront. Yeah, anytime Jupiter gets involved, we get excited. Right? When Jupiter is involved, we have expansion, we have luck, fate on our side. Well, depending on the aspects. But normally when Jupiter's in the mix, you can expect things to be a little bit better than if it wasn't, basically. Okay? Also, before I get started, I want to mention I'm still having some respiratory stuff. I got my tissues, I got my water, I got my tea. But just bear with me if I have to take time to deal with it. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube and I have to cut something out because I have a long coughing fit or whatever, it's just gonna like fade, basically. And you're like, what happened? I had a coughing fit. That's what happened. Okay? All right. Let's talk about this. So on September 3rd, I really want to point out this date. Excuse me. Mars in Gemini will officially enter its pre-shadow retrograde phase on September 3rd at 8 degrees of Gemini. This is going to start the whole 6-month period of the Mercury retrograde energy. 6 months. It's a long time. That goes all the way to March 2023. So the dates to keep in mind: September 3rd is when the pre-shadow starts and we start to build up that retrograde energy. And then Mars will go retrograde on October 30th, which is like not long after my birthday, just saying, give him a shout out. And then it will move into direct at, excuse me. And then Mars, said Mercury, excuse me. Mars will go stationary direct January 12th of 2023, and then will enter its post-shadow retrograde period and will exit that post-shadow period on March 15th, okay? September 3rd, pre-shadow, October 30th, almost to the 3rd, October 30th, it goes retrograde. January 12th, 2023, stationary direct, and then March 15th, we finally exit that retrograde period. Mars goes retrograde every 2 years. I might do a video on this. I actually have been wanting to. I'm also just in the midst, like I said, of dealing with all this stuff. I do sound a lot better, though. I'm noticing I'm sounding a lot better. I've been dealing with this, and also it is Virgo season. So a lot of us have been feeling the Virgo vibes of really focusing on ourselves, really focusing on recalibrating little things in our life to get to like better balance, or maybe even focusing on our health. Virgo definitely focuses on health and like food and resources and things of that nature. But Virgo season is generally a time to clean up our shit. Clean up our shit, get things in really nice, efficient, productive working order, especially we've been struggling with those things, right? We've all kind of been there. So yeah, anyway, moving on. So coming into the week, there are a few aspects I want to talk about. The Sun square Mars. Mercury is creating 2 aspects, one with Mars in a trine, and then one opposing Jupiter. Excuse me. And then Mars is also sextile Jupiter. That's the one I'm most excited for, but we'll talk about that. And of course, we still have the long-standing Saturn square Uranus, and I'll talk a little bit about that. I talk about it every weekly because it's present and it's important, but again, I don't want to focus a lot of time on it because it's just something we're going to be dealing with long-term, okay? But the Mars in Virgo, excuse me, Sun in Virgo. I'm also on a very like heavy-duty decongestant. Sometimes it like makes me a little foggy-brained. The Sun in Virgo, square Mars in Gemini, is still here this week. It was strongest last week. Peaking on August 27th is the strongest day for it. So coming into this week, it's still hanging around, but it really starts to get weak. And by the end of the week, we're not even really under the influence of it anymore. And it's kind of a tough aspect because it can like, give us like this frustrated, irritable, restless kind of energy, agitated kind of energy. It can put us in this position of feeling like we need to like be causing action and be doing things and be productive and efficient and all that stuff. But sometimes it creates this little bit of like ego conflict circumstance with other people where we're trying to do our thing, right? And it rubs up against people the wrong way, essentially. And Mars being in Gemini, well, Gemini is Mercury. It is, to me, way more about the mind than just communication. It definitely touches on communication because it's an air sign, and Geminis do like to flirt and chat and talk and all of that. But I do feel like Geminis do spend a lot of time in the mind. They spend a lot of time connecting the dots and what have you. I feel like they actually spend more time observing and absorbing information than they do talking, even though it seems like they talk a lot, if that makes any sense. But anyway, so as you're talking to people this week, you might see that people are still kind of irritable. People are still kind of like a little cray-cray. I know I've been seeing that recently, that like people seem like they're a little crazy lately, or they're a little just aggro, frustrated, not thinking straight, acting out a little bit. That is the Sun square Mars energy. It also creates some sexual frustration. So if you've been feeling a little extra frisky, don't be surprised. A lot of us have probably been feeling that, especially if you have Virgo or Gemini in like the 8th house, specifically the 8th house, but 7th house or 3rd house or 5th house, like you might have been feeling more of that sexual frustration than others. While we're under the influence of this aspect, like I said, by the end of the week, it's like not even anything to worry about. But the beginning of the week, it's still very prominent. So if you're feeling that agitated aggro energy, sexual frustration, what have you, just have an outlet. Just have an outlet. Like go for a hike, get your exercise on, dance, have a little play time, go out and be frisky with other people if you want to be. It's only a free will choice there. However you want to use your sexual energy is up to you, but have an outlet for all of that aggravated Mars energy, okay? Now let's talk about Mercury. Mercury's in Libra right now. Mercury is also already in a pre-shadow retrograde energy phase. Words. Mercury goes retrograde, I believe, on September 9th. I believe it's September 9th. I gotta double check. Actually, it's right here. Hold on. Yeah, September 9th. That's what I thought. Actually, the day before the full moon in Pisces. Ooh, interesting. Anyway. Mercury in Libra is kind of a nice energy, like not even talking about aspects, because Mercury again is like very mental, right? Not mental, but it's of the mind, communication, thinking, and all of that. And Libra, well, Libra is associated with relationships and creativity. Libra is also very social energy. Libra does like to get out there and mix things up, and Libra does like to flirt, and Libra does like to voice their opinions. Librans can be a little opinionated, but it is always in the name of trying to mediate or trying to do what's right, or being a little bit on the defending what's right kind of side. And that actually plays a big role this week, because I remember the Sun square Mars energy, that like kind of energy where everyone's a little agitated and not really playing nice with each other. That can put us in a position of feeling like we need to defend ourselves. And then having Mercury trine Mars, both in air energies, Mercury in Libra, trine Mars in Gemini, that creates a really, really nice energy to actually stand up for ourselves. Stand up for ourselves, stand up for other people. It also creates a nice focus that actually is going to be really beneficial because of another aspect I'm going to talk about. But it also helps us to stay more focused, more on task. We're going to be a little bit more quick-minded, I guess is a good phrase for that. Like our brains are going to be functioning a little faster. We're going to be putting the pieces together a little bit faster, talking a little faster, being a little witty, like, sharp-minded. That's not the right word. There's a word for it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Like if you have been feeling like external circumstances or people have been really putting pressure on you or infringing upon like the way you do things or the way that you produce results, like if you've been feeling kind of criticized lately, this is a really good time to be like, no, my shit's good, thank you. If it is, constructive criticism also has its place, but just saying. So this next aspect, Mercury opposing Jupiter. This is why having Mercury trine Mars is really nice, because Mercury opposing Jupiter, anytime Jupiter is in any aspect, it tends to be more positive than other negative aspects. So what I mean by that is, like, anytime you have a planet opposing another planet, it creates a tug of war. It creates this, like, this tension. It creates like two very extreme sides that you have to find a balance between. And it typically creates a fight or a conflict or a stressful kind of energy. But with Jupiter, because it's such a positive planet and it's all about optimism and luck, and rewards and success, even if it's in an opposition, it still tends to bring those positive qualities, which is really fascinating. But anyway, so Mercury opposing Jupiter, we already have a lot of mental energy this week. We got a lot of talking going on, a lot of plans, a lot of thinking, because we have Virgo and Gemini playing super strong roles right now. It's essentially just like a whole Mercury period of time we're in, right? If you throw Jupiter in there, yeah, you're going to feel more confident. You're going to feel a little bit better about the things that you are planning, organizing, what you're trying to communicate to people, how you're representing yourself in the world. You're going to feel better about it, but you can go too far. That's the thing about any oppositions with Jupiter. Things can always go too far. And if we go too far, we can kind of get disappointed. So with Mercury playing a role in this, you might be having a lot more ideas. You might be getting a lot more excited to share these ideas with people, or to make plans with people, negotiate with people. You might feel really ballsy and confident when you're like presenting anything right now. Just know that any overconfidence or having too much of a scattered focus on too many ideas, too many plans, can leave you either in like a downfall or failing at something, or just having a circumstance like not come out the way that you want it to. So I would recommend, while we are in kind of like this high energy this week of just being really excited and on top of our own shit and new ideas and plans and whatever, what have you, and executing them, just double check things and make sure you do have at least a good like centered focus on your goals, and don't have it be so much that you're like, I'm gonna do everything in the world. So it's not gonna work out that way. It most likely won't. Especially when you're communicating with people, be mindful that even if you feel really good about yourself and what you're talking about, and you feel you're probably gonna have this feeling of like, I am so right, like you're probably gonna have that kind of energy, it might rub people the wrong way. It might seem like you're coming off as arrogant, or that like you know, or you think you know everything, or you think you might know too much about whatever. So you understand what I'm saying? So double check yourself. Make sure you do have a sense of focus and concentration. Like I said, Mercury trine Mars is going to help a lot with that. And if you need to stand up for yourself, most likely this week is going to be awesome for that. Okay. So moving on to my favorite one, Mars in Gemini, sextile Jupiter and Aries. Jupiter's retrograding, but this is super great because it's Jupiter in a sextile. Sextile creates opportunities. Sextiles are all about opportunities. Okay. And you have a positive boost with Jupiter, giving us some luck, giving us some confidence, giving us some open-minded optimism, all that stuff. It really expanding and really also giving us opportunities for growth and expansion. With it working with Mars, like I said, Mars is playing a huge role this week. Mars is all about motivating us. Mars is all about getting us up and running. This aspect is also going to create a lot of high energy vitality. Like physically, you're going to feel like you can do anything and everything all day long. Like you can work hard and play hard all at the same time. And that's going to be great. But again, keep the focus. Keep the focus. Don't go too big. This is also a really great aspect for dating and romantic life and sex life and all that. Because you have Aries and you got Gemini. Heavy flirty energy. heavy flirty energy. And because Mars is also working with the sun, even in a square, we're still feeling that intensity of sexual energy. And then you have Mercury in that positive trine with Mars. That's going to be great for communication. So have your fun with this aspect. It's going to have a feeling of like, I'm on top of the world and life is really good. Like that's what's going to come with that energy. This aspect I'm talking about, by the way, really peaks at the end of the week. Actually, I think it's more like September 1st. when it's exact. I think it goes exact September 1st or 2nd, something like that. So when we really hit the first few days of September, a lot of like the really, really great aspects I'm talking about are going to be peaking. While some that are hard, like the Sun square Mars, is going to be like non-existent. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Especially for those of you who've been really struggling with either motivating yourself, struggling with procrastination, or struggling with like too many ideas and feeling like I don't know how to overcome this obstacle. I don't know how to like get out of this slump. I don't know how to reach the level of success I'm looking for. Mars sextile Jupiter will help you get there. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like this week is kind of bomb. Like I'm excited for this week. We do still have Saturn square Uranus. Like I said, that's building up all the way to October. I've been talking about this, like I said, for weeks. Saturn in Aquarius square Uranus and Taurus creates restriction. It creates restriction. It creates challenge. It makes us feel like don't have any control over things and that we're really stuck and like pegged and pushed into a corner. And we have to abide by rules and authority in the way that we don't want to. That makes us feel like we don't have any freedom. That's that aspect. And that's something that really like plagued us during 2020 and 2021. And it's making a little bit of a reappearance here. I do believe this is the last time that Saturn and Aquarius square Uranus Taurus will be plaguing us until it comes all the way back around, however many years from now. I do believe this is the last time. I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100% sure this is the last time. Okay? So as far as how to look at this for your own personal charts, I'd really focus on Gemini and Libra. I'd really put my focus there. It's interesting too because, so I've only talked about the Sun, Mars, Mercury, and Jupiter, except for Saturn square Uranus. But focusing on like the weekly energy, not long-term energy, like these 4 planets are playing the biggest roles, right? All of them are really close in degree range, like really close. Like with the exception of the Sun, because the Sun moves from 6 to 12 degrees, but Jupiter is between 6 and 7, Mercury is between 3 and 7, and Mars is between 5 and 8. So like overlapping, you're really looking at 6 to 7 degrees of Gemini, of Aries, and of Libra, which is crazy. Oh, excuse me, which is crazy. But like I said, don't focus on Jupiter too much because Jupiter to me is just an amplifier. It's just really amplifying everything that we're experiencing. And yeah, it's bringing in like the feel goods, and again, a little bit of that flirty luck energy too. But Gemini and Libra is really where it's at because that's where Mars and Mercury are at, and they're playing huge roles this week, okay? And I would even argue that like what you can expect to happen this week within these 2 houses are interchangeable because they're both playing similar roles and they both have very similar energy and they're playing off of each other and they're both playing off of Jupiter. So it's like, it's this funny dance between the 3. So as far as where all of this stuff that we could be experiencing, I would look at your personal houses where you have Gemini, 5 to 10 degrees, if you're going to look at a range, which I always recommend you do, and Libra, 5 to 10 degrees. But if you really want to get down to it, 6 to 7. If you really want to be like super Virgo about it, 6 to 7. And I was even looking at this against my chart and I was trying to see other signs. And I'm like, I think Capricorn rising probably has the best position for this, for these energies. For me, it's not fun. It's like, it's not exciting. It like that hits my 4th house and my 12th house. That's not exciting for like sexy, fun energy, working hard, playing hard, feeling on top of the world. It's like, cool, I feel good about my home. Like that, not to knock it, that's great. But 12th house is like wrapping shit up and healing and reflecting and all of that. And that's like, okay. But for Cap rising, I think it hits the 10th house and the 6th house. Is that right? I think that's right. Right? Let me try to work backwards. Can I work backwards? Sag, Cap, yeah, 10th house and 6th house for Cap risings. And that's awesome because that's basically Libra's in the 10th house. So Mercury is going through the 10th house and then Mars is going through the 6th house. That's like you're motivated to really clean house, because sixth house is innately Virgo energy, which we're in Virgo season. So to have Mars in Gemini, the big motivator, the big like I'm on fire and I'm going to be doing shit and I'm confident and I'm going to stand up for myself and stand up for the things that I want, in your house of debt and losses, in your house of daily tasks, in your house of health, that's going to be a major ease with cleaning up your life and cleaning up anything you need to. And then having it relate to the 10th house, Mercury in the 10th house, which is basically like, I look at 10th house as like 10 of Pentacles. I look at it as legacy. I look at it as like the setup of your life. We're talking career. We're talking wealth. We're talking investments. We're talking, well, inheritance is really more like 8th house. But we're looking at the long-term stuff of like the structure of our life. That's how I look at 10th house. Personally. It's also institutions and governments and things like that. But, you know, when it comes to astrology, yes, we have these different studies of astrology. And yes, there are very rigid, explicit ways of looking at houses and signs and degrees and planets and asteroids and how they relate to each other and the rules and all of that. There's all that rigid shit. But it's also an art form, the way that I look at it. And I think there are a lot of ways you can interpret it within, from your own perspective after you kind of get to know astrology. And you, especially if you spend time like I have, like months, years, literally, especially because the channel, for years, I've been tracking aspects against like what's been happening around that same time. And that's how I look at 10th house. But for Capricorns, that's going to be awesome. Mercury in the 10th house while Mars is helping you clean house, literally. Like, that to me just screams opportunities galore to set yourself up in the way you want to be set up. And also meeting a lot of people who can help you get there, and also just add some fun. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking a lot today. And I actually feel like my respiratory system's holding up pretty well, which makes me very happy. So anyway, that's the astrology of the week. Let's get into the collective message after a little sip of tea. I'll write this down, actually. I threw away the paper last time when I did all these timestamps, and I had to like sit there and watch the video and like do them all again. So hopefully I don't throw this out again. Collective message. Okay. Alrighty. For the collective, ooh, you know, I haven't done the animals in a bit and I'm feeling it. The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? It's funny, they keep bringing up this very like sexual, flirty energy. I would not be shocked if there are like a spike in flings this week, or just like spike in like one night stands or dating or what have you, or meeting people like in that context. I just have like this strong feeling of like really feeling myself. Like that's what I'm feeling for the collective. Like we're all gonna be feeling ourselves a little bit. But that I think is really gonna hit more towards like midweek. We're gonna build up into that energy. And your libidos have probably already been a little spiked up because Mars has been so prominent. Is the word prominent? Yeah. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? Don't overdo it. Sorry, that just came in really strong. And I talked about this already. Don't overwork yourself. Don't overdo, don't overschedule, don't overplan. Like when you're making plans this week, especially if you're thinking long term or you're just getting organized for how to like have more efficient productivity when it comes to like work or how you run your household, or just like, you know, how you're organizing like the work-life balance. Work seems to be a big theme here. Don't base it off your current energy level now, because this current energy level is really abnormally high this week, astrologically speaking, and is not going to last. Base it off of what you know about yourself and how you function throughout each year, each month, each week, whatever. don't base it off your current energy, because that's not going to give like an accurate reflection. Especially if you're setting yourself up, like I said, for long-term obligations. You're going to be really sad. You're going to be really sad about how that turns out. Okay. Any messages or insights? Oh no, I can hear it. I can hear it. No. What if I feel like we're gonna get the alligator? I'm just feeling alligator. I don't know if it's gonna come out. Ooh, not surprising we get Firefly. Firefly is literally the spark of inspiration. Literally, it's that. It's the spark of fire, inspiration. It's very Gemini. It's very, very Gemini. And of course, Mars is in Gemini. It's fleeting though. It's exactly what I was talking about. The high energy we have this week is temporary. Capitalize on it. Capitalize on the energy of this week. No matter what you got to do it, do it. Okay? Capitalize, capitalize, capitalize. This is not a week to take a break. This is not a week to take a vacay or to have a timeout. That's not what this week is for. This week is for getting up and going, putting your nose to the grind. Is that how that phrase goes? I swear I start to say these phrases and then it doesn't make any sense in my head when they start to actually like say it out loud. I don't want to say burn the midnight oil, because you can totally burn out this week too. Just capitalize, capitalize, capitalize. You feel inspired? You feel like you're on fire? You're feeling yourself? Do something with it. Please do something with it. Okay? Especially as... That's what I saw. It's funny I said alligator, but it's crocodile. But that's what I was seeing. This actually tends to be an energy of like venting, dissipating, relieving, trying to like come down from a stressful period, which I think is where a lot of us have been already, actually. It's like, I know that the energy has been a little funky. I feel like every couple days, especially because, you know, the moon cycle, right? But every couple days, I feel like it really shifts dramatically. And we have been dealing with a lot of tough Venus placements, tough Chiron placements, tough Saturn placements, even tough Uranus placements. Like Venus was square Uranus this last week. Ugh. That's like, that's not a feel good energy, right? And I feel like it's been bringing up a lot of wounding for people, a lot of like tough facing of our own patterns and some of our old programming, and it's like really made like our relationship with ourselves and other people very complicated. It's brought in some confusion. It's like, it hasn't been great. Like, it hasn't been super awesome. So some of us might still be coming off of that. I think that's why this is just still coming to me in my mind's eye. But anyway, moving on, coming back to this week. Wow, another really kind of like sparky energy with hummingbird here with gazelle. Gazelle to me is like a 3 of Wands energy. Oh no, I gotta last. I also have to do the new moon live today. Oh, excuse me. Gazelle to me is like 3 of Wands energy. It's like anticipation. It's I'm observing, I'm anticipating, but I don't want to move yet. The fact that Firefly and Hummingbird came out together, again, super high, intense energy. Fast. You notice they're both also air energy. This is amazing fuel for the fire. And this says, I'm observing and I'm taking it in, but I'm not moving yet. There's nothing wrong, like I said, with double checking. You're going to want to double check all your stuff this week. You cross the T's, dot the I's, the whole thing. Make sure as you are organizing yourself or setting up any plans, like you really are going over it from a place of understanding what you can handle, not based on where you're at now, but what you know about yourself and what you can handle long term before you take action. With that opposition with Jupiter, really important to do that. But don't sit for too long. Don't sit for too long with this, because this is a gift. Okay, this is the gift of the week. Because yeah, as we get further into like September and into October, Saturn square Uranus is going to make us feel more scattered and more irritated. It also it's going to make us feel like we actually don't have as much energy either to be doing stuff. So while we get these little gifts of vitality, we need to capitalize on it. Saturn also will be going direct in October. Thank God. And when Saturn goes direct, like any planet, I always say this, when a planet goes direct, it's like a slingshot. It's like a rubber band. And it's like, when it goes direct, we let it go. And it's like, it's this flooding in of energy. It's this flooding in of like back to like a functioning kind of a place where things are not as hard. And sometimes that can give opportunities or little gifts or rewards for what we were doing during that retrograde period. So something to look forward to with October. Saturn goes direct like a week before Mars goes retrograde. Yeah, anyway, moving on. Any other messages or insights for the collective for this upcoming week? Oh, that's it. It's interesting. So we have Vulture. When I looked at it, it actually was reverse. And I don't read reversals for these because they're basically like oracle cards. But it's really weird that it was reverse. Because, yeah, these are like they're not reverse. I don't know why Vulture was. But Vulture is death magic. It's death magic. It's transmutation. It's letting go. It's allowing for things that are dead and it just dead weight that we're dragging around to be eaten and dissolved and released, basically. But it's like the fact that it was reversed like this, I don't know, kind of feels a little bit like a sign or something I should be taking into account. This energy that is coming in, this gift, it might the reason why I think some of you might have a challenging time capitalizing on it and moving on it, I feel a little bit of resistance of letting yourself follow through on it because it's going to change some shit. And that's par for the course, right? We're always in a state of flow and change. We'll ebb too, but change is the constant. Change is the only constant we have in this life. We have to go through changes. And I can feel a little bit of hesitancy. I'm actually getting anxiety too of following through on this. There's fear there. There's fear, there's anxiety, there's hesitancy because of what changes will come of that. Or will come because you're going to capitalize on this high intensity energy. Feeling a little bit of shadow work there too. Like I said, we've been in this period of time of kind of facing our shadow, dealing with Chiron, dealing with tough Venus placements, tough Uranus and Saturn placements. That really puts us in a place of being very challenged. Very, very challenged and challenging with Chiron in play, challenging our identities, challenging us on who we are, who we've been, who we want to be, where we're going, what we're doing, like all kinds of stuff, and even down to the deepest core of our own wounded selves, right? Of our own like distortions and programmings and things like that we've kind of been carrying around and functioning off of, really challenging us to face those things. And that's hard. And then here comes this week with this beautiful gift of, hey, we're giving you the means to move into some level of greatness or some level of joy, or just to move into something that could feel really good and really add to our lives, small or big or anywhere in between, right? But because we've been so challenged in this very core parts of who we are, we see this and we're like, uh-oh, here it is. Uh-oh. I can actually do something about putting to bed all the things I've been challenged with about who I am. But can I do it? Even underneath this, we have Rabbit, which is just, to me, Rabbit is fertility and abundance and all of that, but the shadowy part of Rabbit is fear. Straight up fear. I mean, every time I look at the lines behind him, I just feel like anxious. It always makes me feel anxious when I look at this card. Following through, not following through, capitalizing on this opportunity, or just continuing to face the challenges that you've been dealing with as far as like who you've been, who you are, all of that stuff, all that core identity stuff. Yeah, it's very interesting. I I almost want to pull one more for the collective. I'm going to use the Star Codes Astro Oracle. I really need to update my deck list. All the decks I use are linked below. They are. So if you are curious about them, or like you're wondering how much they cost, I just link below where I got them, basically, which is basically Amazon. For most of these, I got them from Amazon. And check them out for yourselves. Really like this deck, actually. It's very cool. Oh, hold on. I gotta really like pace myself. Okay. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? Any messages or insights for the collective this week? Ooh, that was fast. Virgo, shocker. Virgo energy with the keyword digest. Yeah, again, very heavy Virgo energy, very heavy Mercurial energy, very heavy like, I gotta get shit figured out kind of energy. I need to kind of be in my bubble a little bit and get organized and plan and reconfigure, retweak, reevaluate, like all of that sort of energy. But again, this week is also about being social. No question. Have fun. Please have fun. Let me live vicariously through you. So I'm not surprised that Virgo is out here right now. Something else I'm picking up on this. What is this? Feeling integration. Integration and the word acceptance is coming up. I feel like that's also related to the vulture energy. Yeah, for some I can feel it. It's been a really hard pill to swallow of letting go of certain patterns and certain notions and ideas of who you are, who you've been. That requires really truly letting go of the past and really allowing yourself to be a different person and accepting of that person. Accepting that, oh, let's go there. Accepting that your life didn't turn out the way you thought it would. Accepting that certain things didn't turn out the way you thought it would. But that's life, right? That's life. Leaving room for the unexpected, being okay with not being attached to expectations. This is huge. And also with Saturn square Uranus for the last couple of years, that really plagues on that. Because Saturn square Uranus challenges our need for control. It challenges our notions and understandings of what freedom really is, what independence really is, and what we can really do in the context of those things, right? We always will have some sort of obligations in life. Everybody will. There's no escaping that. But we're also always going to have this very human need and desire for autonomy and independence and not being told what to do or how to live our lives. But it's a fine line to walk, and it's a hard thing to balance and to find peace and acceptance with. But this is what we've been challenged with for the last couple of years. And so I'm not surprised this message is coming up. That we might have a desire and we might make a plan and we might try to execute that plan and desire, and we have a vision and a dream for how it's going to look. But there's always going to be something about how it turns out that is not according to what you thought or to what you envisioned. Very rarely that happens, right? Like at 35, I'm going to be living in this place, doing this kind of work, making this kind of money, having this kind of family lifestyle, doing this hobby, that hobby, and I'm going to be in perfect health or whatever. Shit happens. Shit happens. And sometimes if things don't work out the way you want it to, it's happening like that for a reason, right? I don't know, I just heard retirement. Retirement just came in really loud. So some of you guys might be thinking about retirement, or maybe you just moved into retirement and it's not what you thought it would be like, or you didn't, or it's not what you had envisioned for yourself, and that's okay. Yeah, I feel like there almost needs to be like a moment of just like accepting and integrating and really taking in the truth and reality of who you are, where you are, despite of expectations you had for yourself and for life in general. It's okay for things to change. I do feel like a little bit of grief and disappointment with that. So some of us need to be doing some work there. This is also coming through ideas of success. It kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying. Ideas of success sometimes need to change, especially if it's rooted in like old patriarchal attitudes, you know? If it's been like beaten into you that like you're successful if you do A, B, C, D, E, whatever. You're successful because you should be basing it off your own standards of what success is for you. Okay? Anyway, Virgo. Moving on. Any other messages or insights for the collective for this week? Ooh, this is a card I haven't seen in this deck before. I might be tempted to read it. Can I even pronounce that? It's Latin. I don't know. You don't know if I can pronounce that. Imam Coeli. Imam Coeli? I don't speak Latin. I believe that's what this says. Imam Coeli with root. That immediately makes me feel like grounding things into reality, like integrating and acceptance and all of that, and feeling very comfortable and strong and stable and safe and secure in the acceptance of these things. I'm also hearing foundation. I might read this anyway, but foundation. I'm hearing foundation. Sometimes setting up the right foundation takes a lot of time. Takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. North Node Taurus is teaching us this, right? We've been North Node Taurus for a while. It's very much the lesson of that. When we need to rebuild a foundation, take our time with it. Sometimes we need to go into it with a new perspective or new ideas or new belief systems, or that feels really, I'm really feeling that one in my body for the collective. Belief systems, belief systems, belief systems, belief systems. What we believe is possible, what our ethics are, what our morals are, that stuff. That stuff. You can even say programming, if you will. And I'm immediately also drawn to this. There's such an excitement this week with this high energy of like inspiration, and things are moving fast. And I just want to move. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. And it should be capitalized, absolutely. And I'm not saying to move. I'm not saying this week to move slow. I'm saying capitalize on this energy. And if any of you are building foundations, just make sure you are doing it right. Make sure that you are taking the time to consider everything, and that you're really basing your plans and ideas or whatever on the right things. On the right things. The long-standing things that are imbued with integrity. Okay? I'm really tempted to read that card either way, just because it's so cool and fascinating, and I haven't come across it yet in this deck. Let's see what else. Get other cards out first. Any other messages or insights for the collective? Ooh. Oh my gosh. Dropped a couple cards. Hold on. Okie dokie. All right, so we have one more card, and it is... Ooh, yep, there we go. Solar flares with activate. This card comes out when it's saying like, hey, shit's popping off. Time for a lot of intense energy this week. High energy, high movement, da 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 da. Everything I've been saying. Everything I've been saying. So not surprised a card like this has come out here. Overall, we do have Libra. Not surprised, right? Libra with balance. Mercury's in Libra. It's playing a huge, huge role this week. Underneath that, we do also have 7th house with relationships. Like I said, this is a time to mingle. Focusing on your shit, absolutely, but still communicating with people, talking to people, expressing yourself. A lot of you might meet people this week that are going to help you in business or help you with your own sense of balance and helping you to find your grounding, finding your root, so to speak. Some of you, it's going to be purely romantic and flirty and sexy and fun, and we should all enjoy that, right, from time to time. But anyway, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not surprised that Libra is out here with 7th house, because that communicative Mercury Libra, along with Mars Gemini, biggest players this week. I do want to, like I said, I do want to read that one. God, it's 45 minutes already. How does that happen? Excuse me. Imagine your spine extends, is the word, down into the earth like a taproot. The strong central root under a tree through the earth to a point on the sun's path below. Latin for bottom of the sky. The Imam Coeli, I believe, points to the memories and experiences that feed your first roots, your early home life, your family's traditions, and your biological and emotional heritage. So kind of what I was saying, the foundations. We've been spending time in the last couple of weeks digging deep into who we are and being really faced and challenged with our shit when it comes to relationships, when it comes to our identity, when it comes to our programmings and our wounded sense of selves, and Uranus really trying to get us to shake those things loose, trying to break away from those things and really trying to get us into a place of I can do things different. I see myself, I accept myself, but I can do things different. I don't have to be held back or restricted by these things from my past, these expectations from my past, all those things, right? Your old foundations were probably rooted in some distortions or faulty expectations. Your old foundations are not going to serve your new ones, okay? Your old foundations can't really serve who you are now. It's a big lesson with North Node Taurus, big lesson with Saturn square Uranus. So I'm glad I read that. It's very interesting. Okay. Alrighty. So that is for the collective. Normally I also go sign by sign. Let me gauge my throat a little bit. Actually, you know what? Well, so, okay, I was playing around a little bit from time to time of like either pulling a card for each sign or looking at the charts. I kind of want to look at the charts. It's just fun. I don't know if my throat can hold up, honestly. Here, I will do elements. I'm going to do elements because I don't think my throat can hold up very well for it to go through each sign. We're going to do fire first. Aries, Leo, Saggy. We're going to use the Light Seers Tarot for you guys. Focusing on my fire signs for the week, Aries, Leo, Sag. I do believe the moon is going to end in Sagittarius at the end of the week. That's going to create some trines. With Chiron, Jupiter, and Venus, all at different points. Between like Saturday, Sunday, you know. Interesting. So that's going on at the end of the week. It's gonna feel a little bit like a flashback to what we've been dealing with this kind of energy, because we're gonna have the moon supporting Chiron and really kind of amplifying it too, amplifying Chiron, Venus, and Jupiter in the realm of our emotional states. What matters to us emotionally, where we're emotionally invested and attached to. But I feel like it's actually, I feel like a push forward though. Almost felt like something pushed on my back with that. So it's not going to be as drudgeous, is that the right word? As difficult. It's not going to be as difficult as dealing with the previous energies here. Yeah, see my throat's already going. Yeah, especially with it being in Sagittarius, which is like the intuitive fire sign, right? The sage, so to speak. Sag is really good at breaking away from things and breaking away from what doesn't serve or breaking away from restrictions. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I think that's actually very positive as far as like continuing to accept and integrate and capitalize on this high intensity energy of the week. Anyway, so fire signs. Let's see. Ooh, Hanged Man. Okay, fire signs. What is going on? Oh, I feel like you're coming out of this. I feel like you're coming out of a hangman position. I'm really feeling strong Leo energy, actually. Strong Leo of all the fire signs. I'm really feeling that on that Hanged Man. I feel like you've been in a place of stagnation, confusion. Feeling a lot of confusion here. Yeah, here we go. Difficulty with facing the self, difficulty with really accepting some emotional stuff, accepting your feelings, accepting really just the truth of where you are spiritually, emotionally, what it is you want. A little bit of denial going on there too. I almost want to say take a breath. I almost want to say, like, do a little breath work. Breathe it out. It's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. There's been a difficulty in surrendering to the self and surrendering to feelings and emotions and just really embracing the truth and reality of where you are versus where you want to go. And there's nothing wrong, like I said, there's nothing wrong with having a plan, but to be okay if the plan doesn't work out. Be okay if it turns out to be something else or different, and allow yourself to also be open-minded opportunities. This is coming in really strong too. I'm feeling a closed off energy of being closed off to opportunities that don't align with where you've planned yourself to go. But with where you've planned yourself to go, there's something that feels like it's rooted in old expectations. Old expectations that you've placed on yourself or other people have even placed on you. And that's why it's like, it's like not working. Hold on, I'll be right back. Let's continue. Anything else for my fire signs? Interesting. Now we have the Chariot. Like I said, it's kind of a feeling of being kind of stuck and also being held back. That Chariot card coming out here, you are going to move past the Spirit of Time. You're going to move out of the Hanged Man, but it's going to come with surrender. It's going to come with surrendering. Surrendering to the self, being honest about what you feel, what you want, and not being afraid to capitalize on this energy coming in for you to move on to other things, okay? Anything else from my fire signs? Ooh. King of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. That gazelle energy, 3 of Wands energy. Excuse me. I'm not surprised it's the King of Pentacles. That's very earthly, right? We're dealing with very earthly matters here. Excuse me, this week. Like, we're focusing on work, we're focusing on money, we're focusing on the structure of our life, how we live our lives day to day, our household, our resources, that sort of stuff, right? Even like our own bodies, our vessels, and health. That's all earthly stuff. So that's why it's coming across as a King of Pentacles. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with taking a minute here and there while we're having this gift of very high intense energy, inspired energy, creative energy, all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with taking a minute to get yourself like grounded and situated before you go into action mode. There's nothing wrong with that. But clearly, fire signs, you've been in the Hanged Man. You've been in this place. I can feel it, where you've felt almost like held back and restricted by yourself, by your own sense of self, and all the stuff you've been kind of faced with and challenged with. And again, I really feel like it's rooted in really old stuff, like old habits and patterns and ideas of what you thought success is or were. Grammar, sorry. How you saw your life and yourself, all of that stuff. There's big stuff being challenged there for you guys, okay? You got a chance to look forward, to move forward. The Spirit of Time can be over for you, okay? Overall, you do have the King of Cups. Ooh, with the Sun. New beginnings. New beginnings, new cycles, joy, happiness. With the King of Cups, that's emotional contentment. You got to let that stuff in. You got to surrender to that stuff. It's the only way to feel at peace with yourself and to have clarity on what it is you want and what it is you feel, to have clarity on what you need to do, right? It's the only way to do it. Oh, Jesus, hold on. Oh, I didn't do a timestamp. Totally forgot. Okay. Moving on. Won't forget the timestamps now. Let's do water next. Okay. Water. Water. Where are we going for water? What cards? For Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It's funny. I almost want to go with Runic Tarot, but I almost have this feeling it's too, like, I don't want to, I guess the word dark is honestly what's coming up for where you guys are at right now. I feel like you guys are almost in air energy. Yeah, you guys feel like you're floating. You feel like you're floating. You're like floating. You're like, you're up here. You're kind of light. Not a bad thing. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I'm hearing redirect. So I'm hearing from my water signs. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. For Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Really drawn to Cancer. Really drawn to Cancer out of the three. Cancer, I feel like you're a lot of family stuff. Cancer. I feel like it's like kind of like the fire signs a little bit. Like you're trying not to go there too much. I feel like you're very aware of some of the very deep. It's now starting for a little Scorpio, like deep stuff that like has like been tugging at you that you're still attached to. But I can feel like you've been trying not to go there. You've been trying to stay light. You've been trying to stay on the surface. Interesting. But big emphasis on family and home. Very, very big emphasis on that. Redirect, reconfigure is what I keep hearing from my water signs. Yeah. Starting with the Devil card, really? Really, water signs? All right, we're starting with the Devil card. It's funny because it's like, you guys are trying not to go there. Water signs, you're trying not to go there. There's deep things. And it's just like, I feel like it's been a lot for you, or it's been weighing a lot on you. And you're like, trying to keep it light, trying to keep it like, keep like the earthly shit going, like keep life going is what I keep hearing. I gotta be honest. I feel like water signs, some of you guys need to face some inner demons, or have been facing inner demons. But I can feel this feeling of like, I don't want to be overcome by the process. That's kind of what I'm feeling for my water signs. I don't want to be overcome by the process. You guys are actually very in a lot of Saturn energy. I feel like, again, you're just trying to keep things on track. You're just trying to keep things pushing, keep things going as you need to. Any other messages or insights for my water signs? Feeling a lot of sexual energy all of a sudden. I am though, I'm feeling it. Yeah, water signs, you're in a weird place, not weird, just a fascinating place for water signs to be in, because I can feel all these like intense feelings and intense emotions and awareness of like intensely shadowy things, and you're just trying not to go there. It's like so not water sign like. You're trying not to pay attention to those things. You're trying not to feed those things. I can feel it. You're worried about it becoming distractions. You're worried about the devil. You're worried about being overcome by them, distracted by them. It's like you're trying to stay on task. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Yeah, see, Six of Swords, exactly what I was feeling with you. It's like surface of the water. You're not looking in the water. You're not looking down deep in the water. You're not going snorkeling, and you're sure as shit not going scuba diving. Like you're not. You're like, I gotta look forward. I gotta stay on task. I can't get distracted by this shit. Some of you guys are practicing some really good emotional maturity and detachment with that. I do want to say, just be careful, because sometimes we feel these things because we do need to like process things. Not saying you're not doing what's right. I'm just saying to be aware of that, because I can feel there's such like a Saturnian, almost desperate feeling of, I have to look forward at all costs. I can't look in my own waters right now. I can't go swimming right now. I gotta be in a boat on my water. I can't be in the water right now. Like that's, and when I say water, like I'm speaking metaphorically of like emotional body and stuff, and like feelings and passion and all of that. It's very interesting. Okay. Anything else for my water signs? Just got the chills with this card that came out. My nervous system. Wow, you guys are really trying hard. Any other messages or insights for my water signs? Like, I'll show you guys in a second. Sorry, getting all distracted. I also gotta watch the time because I have to do the live soon. So water signs, you got 2 knights. The Knight of Wands came out first, and when that card came out, literally chills all through my body. It I had to shake it off a little bit. Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. You're trying to tame your inner. That's what you're trying to tame right now. Like you're trying to keep that shit on lockdown. Yet you're trying to tame your passions and your emotions and your impulses for the sake of staying on task, for the sake of integrity, for the sake of just trying to do like not just what's right, but like being organized, being balanced, being on top of your stuff, having your priorities in order, trying to stay on task. I can feel it. You're trying to tame the Knight of Wands. You're trying so damn hard to tame it. For some of you where this is really affecting like your sexual life, your romantic life, I feel like some of you are actually trying to ignore like feelings or passions you have for somebody, for the sake of work or for the sake of your plans, your goals, integrity, all that stuff. Like I can really feel that. Overall, we have the Emperor with, oh my God, the Page of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Okay, sorry, I'm like, water signs, I don't know who it is, but some of y'all are extra frisky and you're having a very hard time with it. It's making me giddy. It's like giving me like goosebumps all over. Anyway, Emperor with the Page of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Like I said, a lot of you are trying to stay on task for what it is that will be fulfilling long term, not satisfying in the short term. You're not looking for immediate gratification. Some of you guys are really facing some addictions here too, because that's what I'm feeling. It's like I'm not going to give in. That's what I'm feeling with you. I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give in. I know it's good for me. I know what I want, and I'm not going to sacrifice anything in the short term. I'm not going to give in or succumb to anything in the short term that's going to sacrifice my long-term joy. You battling some demons, almost like Scorpio. Battling some demons, water signs. Holy crap. And that could be manifesting in all kinds of ways, whether it's you're fighting addictive, vice-like behavior, you're fighting giving into short-term gratification, things that'll just give you pleasure in the short term. You're trying hard to fight those things for the long-term vision, for the long-term goal, for long-term happiness. For some of you, if you're like in a family situation or like you have a partner, like romantically speaking, you might be having some impulses now that are making you possibly want to have other things, possibly want to cheat. No judgment here. And you're fighting it. You're fighting it tooth and nail because you know what really matters to you. That's what my water signs are going through. You guys are going through a battle. Wow. Stay the course. Stay focused. You're doing the right thing, water signs. Wow. Jesus. I haven't had chills like that in a long time in a reading. Okay. Who are we doing next? Oh, what time is it? Better go faster. Earth or air? Earth. Okay. My earth signs. Earthykins. Okay. Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. You guys want runic tarot. Okay. You guys want the runic tarot. Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Any messages or insights for Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus from my earth signs? Nice. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is the multitasker. Queen of Pentacles handles everything with grace. She takes care of the home, the kids, the business, the bills, and has fun on top of everything. Ultimate work-life balance energy here with the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, I'm also getting the word beauty. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I am. I'm getting the word beauty. I'm also feeling a gratitude. God, you guys are golden this week. I'm feeling a lot of gratitude for life, for the present moment. It almost has a feeling of like things are finally in place for my earth signs. Yeah, things are finally in place. Things are finally in place. What? Whoa. Wheel of Fortune and the Death card. Things are finally in place. With Jupiter backing the Death card. Excuse me. It's all about change. Where'd my tea go? There it is. It's all about change. Wheel of Fortune's about change. Death is about change. But with Wheel of Fortune backing the Death card, it's in a really good direction. It's in a really, really positive direction. Like I said, that's how it's feeling. Like there's finally balance. Things are finally right. Things are finally in place. They're working. They're functioning. It feels really good. What else for my earth signs? Any other messages or insights for my earth signs? Wow. Excuse me. Six of Pentacles and the World. Jesus. Out of 5 cards, you have 3 majors. Wheel of Fortune, Death, and the World. All three of them speak of cycles. All of them. Beginnings and endings, and new life, new ideas, new paths, all of that. And then you have the Six of Pentacles here. Sorry about that, neighbors. And then you have the Six of Pentacles here that speaks of rewards and benefits and also I'm actually feeling strong collaborative energy, a good give and take. Earth signs, I don't know what's been going on with you, but this week, whatever big changes have either been in the works or are about to happen, it's going to make things settle. Some of you might have a little bit of anxiety when these changes happen if they haven't hit you yet. Some of you have already experienced them, but if the changes haven't hit you yet, when it does, you might have a little anxiety because it's like, oh my God, what's going on? Jesus, some of you, this is like a whole new lease on life, all right? Some of you, it's really ending some long struggles, like that's been going on for like a couple years, maybe extended periods of months, but either way, I'm feeling really awesome social connections that are beneficial for everybody. I'm feeling like you're finally getting things in a balanced place, in a settled place, and getting things in the way that you feel like you actually deserve, and getting out of a place of struggle. That's what I'm feeling for my earth signs. Overall, we have the 3 of Swords with the Star. Another jackpot major for you guys. This is amazing. Some of you, sorry, I love my neighbor. I do. I just, when she's out there talking to her dogs and stuff, I'm working. Anyway, 3 of Swords with the Star card. Some of you guys have been going through a really tough time, like I said, and you're coming in place of healing. Some of you, it's also just getting clarity and insight on where you've been and what you've struggled with, but the struggle is over. Earth signs, the struggle will be over for you. Congratulations. I'm going to be an earth sign I kind of am an earth sign, but I'm going to be an earth sign this week. Just all earth. My whole chart is earth this week. All right, air. Okay. Air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aqua. Where are we going? Okay. We're going to go very classic with you guys. Rider Waite. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Libra, I'm getting sucked into you guys. Oh, my shoulders are sore. Oh, I hit the gym yesterday. It was arm day yesterday. Overworked my shoulders a little bit. Yeah, Libra, I'm getting sucked into you guys. I feel like you're ready for an adventure. I feel like you're ready to just kind of go balls to the wall and like travel or move or do something that's very out of the ordinary for you or out of character. But why? Some of you, it's to learn more about yourself or to have like a little bit of a soul journey. I think others, you're just really craving change. You're really craving growth. You're just craving something different than what you've experienced for the last months, years, maybe for some of you, maybe even your whole life. I think especially for those who are maybe going through a Saturn return. But that's what I'm picking up on. Anyway, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for this week. Hold on, guys. I'll be back. Back to my air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see. Ooh, Pentacles for days. Wow. 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. There's a 4 of Pentacles at play there. So it seems like my air signs, you guys are really focused on the earthly stuff in your life. I really feel strong money, honestly. I feel strong money, like accounts, investments, cryptocurrency, like stuff like that. Excuse me. I feel like a holding on. Yeah, some of you have been holding on really tightly to your resources and watching them very closely. But the 6 of Pentacles coming in here says that you're going to be getting something added to that, or you've actually been contemplating about giving. Like there's a generous energy coming in when it comes to the realm of, honestly, I feel straight up money. I got to be honest with what I feel. Straight up money. Straight up the money part of your life. Finances or resources. Like you could even go into food with this. But I feel like you've been trying to be in save mode. Stronghold. Word stronghold. I can feel some fear there. I can feel some fear and anxiety around money. Some of you, if you've been in a bad financial situation, you've been struggling and you've been scared and you've been worried. Six of Pentacles tells me that's turning around this week. You're either getting a helping hand or an opportunity of some kind that's going to help you with your financial circumstance. Anything else for my air signs? Ooh, we had a Two of Cups in here. Interesting. And there's the helping hand. Two of Cups. Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Air signs, I'm getting excited for you because for some of you, this might be a really big business opportunity. Some of you are actually working with your partner. Some of you, this is a work-love scenario. Underneath the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, whoever this is, air signs, that's going to be adding to your financial life or contributing or supporting to your financial life, it is most definitely somebody who you can rely on with the Knight of Pentacles. You can rely on them. They have integrity. They're going to show up. They're going to be loyal. They're going to be like a right-hand man sort of a situation here. That Wheel of Fortune, that is Jupiter at work giving you this opportunity and giving you this luck. The Ace of Swords implies a new idea or clarity or truth, but I feel like it's an idea. Like straight up, I feel like this is an idea. So you're going to be collaborating with somebody most likely. Hold on. Get that Ten of Pentacles. Collaborating or working with somebody. Either they're just going to give you a one-time like, hey, here's some cash. But I feel like it's bigger than that. I feel like it's bigger. So some of you, this is just like someone giving you some money to help out, okay? Others of you, it's bigger. It's like someone has an idea and they want to work with you. And it's going to add to your financial situation. Others of you, it's like a partner you have in business and it's turning into a romantic situation. Some of you, it's a romantic situation and it's turning into a business situation. Like big stuff happening here for my air signs. Some of you might feel like this is a risk, feeling a little bit of risky energy. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's paying off. Some of you guys, this could be a new person with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords being there, that it just comes out of the blue and you're like, oh my God, I've been waiting for an opportunity like this. Cool. Air signs, you guys got a cool reading here. Let's see what else wants to come out. And then I got to rush off because I got to get ready for my live. Any other messages or insights for my air signs? Nice. Oh, air signs, I'm so excited for you. So excited for you. Five of Cups in reverse. In reverse. Whatever you've been struggling with, dissipating. Some of you might actually feel like you're going to be getting healing over past relationships or past individuals or struggling circumstances when this new idea comes in. You could be the one that has the idea and then you start to build up your own financial situation, but I really feel like it's somebody external. I do. I strongly feel like someone external is adding to your situation. They could just inspire you and then you do it together, but either way, it's going to lift your spirits. Overall, we do have Eight of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles. Oh God, yeah, with the Six of Cups. This is where you've been. Not surprising that the Five of Cups in reverse came out here because you have been kind of fixated on where you've been in the past. And it's been wrapped in fear and anxiety and feeling stuck and feeling trapped, feeling like I gotta stronghold. I gotta hold on to my shit. I gotta figure out how to be okay. I gotta figure this out, gotta figure this out. And then fate comes in. Jupiter comes in, is like, here you go. Opportunity with a person of some sort, and it's gonna get you to the 10. Very cool. Very cool for my air signs. All right, guys, I really got to go because I'm running late now, but I hope you guys really enjoyed these readings. And don't forget to check out Vimeo, Patreon, oh goodness, and the website. And I'll see you guys very soon, okay? Have a great week.